Hi there, I'm Ron Chuckett, and it's time for the DoDcast postgame show for this May 17th, 2017. The Nationals losers tonight, 6-1 to Pittsburgh. Good effort by Garrett Cole. Jacob Turner pitched 5 good innings, and then he pitched the 6th. So it's a pretty simple line score tonight. 1 run on 3 hits and 2 Trey Turner errors for Washington. 6 runs on 7 hits and no errors for Pittsburgh. Garrett Cole is 2-4 now with that win. Had a 1-hitter going into the 7th. And Jacob Turner goes to 2-2, a pretty admirable job. Admirable. Throwing 89 pitches on pretty much 2 days rest after going both ends of the doubleheader on Sunday. So it was pretty much Pittsburgh most of the night. Andrew McCutchen, 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. John Jaso walked 3 times tonight. But Josh Bell, his homer in the 6th, pretty much made it, were the first runs in the game, and they were the game winners. McCutchen drove in 2 in the 7th on what turned out to be a single, but when Bryce Harper picked it up, he threw it to second, and there was no one there. So, again, the little things kind of doomed the Nationals this evening. But they are 25-14 and will lead the Atlanta Braves probably by 8.5 games before the night is over, because the Braves lead Toronto 8-3 in the bottom of the 7th. We'll get to the rest of the National League East scoreboard in a bit. What are your thoughts on the game? You drop us a note on Twitter at District on Deck or in the chat if you're actually watching. And we'll get it to you. Offensively, it wasn't much of a night. Only 3 hits for Washington. Daniel Murphy, 1 for 4. It did work a 10-pitch at-bat, though, to end the ballgame. Brian Goodwin made up for had the lone RBI in the 7th, but made a bad play as he was picked off second by being off too far. And Jose Lobaton with a hit in the 3rd inning. That was a very, very good night from Garrett Cole. So the pitching line scored Jacob Turner 5 1/3. He really should have been out after 5. 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs all earned. He walked 4, struck out 1, and then gave up the home run to Bell. And he just really hit E at the end of 5. His pitch count, I think, was 78 after 5, but he just had nothing to go on in the 6th inning. Blake Trinan with a decent appearance tonight, 2/3 of an inning. He gave up a leadoff single, but worked around it and got a strikeout. So 2 good outings in a row for him. Not a good night for Ali Perez. He does not retire a batter. He walked and allowed a hit and gave up 2 runs because Matt Albers finally had a not so great outing in 1 inning. He did get all 3 outs today in the 8th inning. He allowed a hit and a walk in his first earned run in a while. His ERA is up to 1.15. And Matt Grace, who was called back up today because Joe Blanton was put on the disabled list for right shoulder inflammation, throws a clean 9th for Washington. So Turner didn't have the best control tonight. The 4 walks were for a reason. He threw 40 balls and 49 strikes. Trinan, 10 pitches, 6 strikes. Ali was not that sharp, 11 pitches, 5 strikes. Albers, 26 pitches, 12 strikes. But Grace threw 7 pitches for 5 strikes and got the sign on 7 pitches. That's pretty good. Garrett Cole, big surprise he's only 2-4. The Pirates have just had a bad year. 7 innings, 3 hits, a run. It was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. 98 pitches, 70 strikes. Rivero, old friend Rivero and Ocasio, who threw 28 pitches in the 9th inning, were able to not let the Nationals back in the ball game. So 3 hours and 3 minutes to play it. In front of a sparse crowd, but the Penguins and Senators are playing the Game 3 of their Eastern Conference Stanley Cup final, which the last time I looked, it was 5-0 Senators. Here's an interesting number. Washington only had 1 at-bat tonight with runners in scoring position, and they were 0 for 1. They only strained 4. Trey Turner did get his 8th stolen base off of the year. That's pretty good. And the only extra base hit was the Brian Goodwin double off of Garrett Cole. Elsewhere in the division, the Mets have lost 7 straight. Arizona beat them in 11 innings. It's a home sweep for the Diamondbacks on a walk-off home run, 5-4. Houston shut out Miami tonight, 3-0. So Miami continues to flounder in the cellar. Atlanta is up on Toronto 8-3 in the top of the 8th. But Freddie Freeman was hit on the hand with a pitched ball and immediately left the game. Remember, Washington and the Braves play this weekend for 3 starting Friday night. We seriously hope that Freeman is not injured. He's a pain in the national side, but you don't want to do it via the injury. And I believe that's all for – what's Baltimore doing? Baltimore down 5-4. The Tigers in the top of the 9th inning, but the Orioles have a runner on. So, it was for all things considered on 2 days rest, I thought Jacob Turner pitched very well. As I said, he pitched one more inning than he probably should have, but that's the way that the season has kind of gone all year with the bullpen is you don't know when to turn. Good to see Trinan pitch well a second night in a row. I fell asleep last night because I'm covering for Ricky the next 5 nights, or 5 games anyway. So I took the chance to go to bed. But, so 2 good outings in a row for Trinan. That's good to see. I'm curious to see how long Blanton had the right shoulder inflammation. If it's been bothering him all year, if this was something that popped up, because if he's been pitched hurt, maybe there's some hope from him after. Someone on Twitter just posted, Turner pitched really well tonight. He's 5th starter material, and I would agree with that. Depending on what Ross does in the minors with Syracuse. We'll get to his night in a moment because he did pitch today for the Syracuse Chiefs. Want to give a shout out to Kevin Brown, who was up for Charlie Slows. If you follow along with me on Twitter, you know that for the most part I actually listen to Charlie and Dave on the radio with the Mass and Pictures. And so Kevin is up because Charlie's kid graduated from high school, and man, he's good. He's really good. So good for Kevin Brown for doing that, and he'll be calling major league games on a regular basis for somebody soon. He's just too good to keep in AAA. All right, so let's take a look at. Speaking of the minors, let's take a look at that. Syracuse did beat Buffalo today, 7-5. Joe Ross with a win. He goes to 2-2 with a 4.88 ERA. Jonathan Solano with his first ever professional grand slam. He hit that in the 5th inning, a 4-run 5th for Syracuse, and Clint Robinson hit his 5th of the year for the Chiefs as well. On the box score, Grant Green went 3 for 3 today too. Ross goes 7 innings, 8 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 6. That's exactly what the Nationals want to see. Joe Nathan picked up his 4th save of the year, by the way. 2/3 of an inning, a hit allowed and a strikeout, and his ERA now is down to 4.38. It was well over 7. Ross threw 99 pitches this afternoon or today. No, it's tonight. 99 pitches and 64 of them for strikes, working on adding a changeup from what they were talking about on the broadcast tonight. So good overall for Ross. Don't know if they will, how much longer he will be down there and what will happen with Jacob Turner. Obviously, Turner has a role you would think with the big club at this point the rest of the way. He's just pitched too well. But good outing for Ross. Now let's see if he can do it a second time through. Harrisburg, big night for them. They put 12 up on Bowie, 12-4. Hill with a win is his first, 1-0 on the year with a 4.50 ERA. Lots of home runs tonight. Perez with his first, Roddy Reed with his third, and Soto, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, with his 5th of the year. So Harrisburg goes to 16-21. Let me see if they repitched Fetty again tonight. Neftali Soto. There you go. I knew that. Kind of had the name right. Fetty did not pitch tonight. Taylor Hill, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 1. And only one other game in the system. Wilmington down Potomac, 5-2. Crownover with a loss, 3-1 with a 2.14 ERA, and Davidson with his 4th homer of the year in the losing effort. So, okay, the Judo Joker asks or says Jacob Turner's performance was pretty understandable and admirable. In terms of the offense, was this a really bad game for the Nats or just a really good game for Cole? Cole impressed me. He looks better than his 2-4 record, which is why you have a hard time looking at pitchers' records and trying to give a good estimate of how they were. They didn't really work a lot of pitches, but to be fair to Cole, for the most part, he threw strikes that weren't really hittable, and it's hard to work counts when pitchers don't make mistakes. And so I'm going to say, Judo, it wasn't a horrible game for the Nats. By the time he started to tire, they had started to work some at-bats. Defensively, it wasn't a very good game. Trey Turner with 2 errors, and it really hurt to have no one there to receive the cutoff throw on the McCutcheon single by Harper threw one into the middle of the infield. No one was there to get it. I mean, they had the chance there to probably get both runners because both the runners weren't very far behind each other, but there was no one there for the cutoff. And so instead of it being 3-1 with 2 out, a double play, it was 5-1, and there wasn't. So I'm gonna say you're just gonna have nights like this. There's still 122 games left. You're not going to score 5 runs plus every game. The Nationals in their 39th game have yet to be shut out this year, and they've yet to throw a shutout this year. So I guess I'm saying, Judo, it's a little bit of both. It was a good game for Cole. He just pitched to a lot of contact, and my goodness, I think there was 2 innings where he had 14 pitches combined in the 4th and the 5th inning. If you're just going to throw strikes and hit your spots, you just got to go out there and kind of swing. Jason Worth had a couple of good long at bats, and Daniel Murphy worked the Pirates at the end. But both. The Pirates deserve to win, no question about it. So, rubber game of this 3-game set tomorrow afternoon at 12:35. It'll be Tanner Roark going for the Nationals as they try to get 2 out of 3 before heading to Atlanta for a 3-game weekend series. Let's see if there's any news out there before we sign off for the night. There is not anything that I'm seeing. So all in all, a good effort for the Pirates. They deserve the win tonight. And so the Nationals have the chance. Matt Wieters will be back in the lineup tomorrow, and Michael A. should be back in the lineup tomorrow. He got the day off a rest, and Wieters will catch the day game after the night game since he did not catch the night game tonight. Let's see. I think that was everyone else should play. So I'll be with you live on Twitter at 12:30 tomorrow. We can watch it together at Masson, of course, if you're local. And it's on MLB Network television, MLB Network tomorrow, so no delay. So I'll get to actually live tweet right along with you. And then we'll talk about it afterwards about 3 o'clock. So that'll do it for tonight. I'm Ron Juckett. Oh, what do we got today? We're running a piece by Drew Douglas tomorrow on Just right now, this is the easy part of the Nats schedule, and he breaks down the Braves and what's coming up after that. So I talked a little bit today in an article about Eric Fetty and what it means for him to be thrown into the bullpen, and I'm not really a big fan of that move. He's pitched too well as a starter, and they don't really have starter depth right now because of the Eaton trade. No, I would not take back the Eaton trade. It's just one of those things that happens. I think when healthy and when managed properly, I think the Nats bullpen can be fine. They just have to throw first pitch strikes. I don't like messing around with what Fetty was trying to do. Let's see, what else? And Ricky did another draft profile today, so I will have something up at noontime. Drew will have, like I said, this is the easy part of the Nats schedule, and when you look at how poorly the Mets are playing, they can, the lead tonight is 8.5 games, but this could be double digits easily by the time that they play someone good again. Well, it should be double digits easily by the time that they play someone good again. As of this morning, the Nationals had a 90% chance of making the playoffs. They had the easiest road of anybody. How they're doing the playoffs is another story, but right now they have the easiest road of anybody. So we'll have Drew's article in the morning and my whatever it is I come up with. You can give this video a like and subscribe to us on YouTube. You can give us a like on Facebook and subscribe to us on Twitter at District on Deck. Or you can just go to the blog and read it at districtondeck.com. All those things get you what we do, and we live tweet every game, and we do post games pretty much every game as well. So, for the vacationing Ricky Keeler and the rest of the staff of District on Deck, I'm Ron Juckett. Chris Lacey will be with me tomorrow afternoon. Judo Joker says, DC curse, no season is safe in the first round. Yeah, there seems to be something to that. All right, so Chris Lacey will be with me tomorrow afternoon. I'm Ron Juckett. I hope you have a very good night.